Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1130, and today's topic is what is the cause of New York state and city flooding in USA. It's a global news. Some day before yesterday, it was mentioned that in New York City, the state of emergency is declared because of the storm, extreme weather and rainfall. And it is terribly shocking. The reason is that the New York City is having 18 million population and with lot of business infrastructure and population, it is high risk. And the New York State Governor, she mentioned that she is declaring emergency because of sudden fall of heavy rain in some area of New York City like Brooklyn and Manhattan, that is Long Island areas. And of course, it was really dangerous, and that's why she declared the state of emergency. Now the climate pattern is drastically changing, and rather I can say it is changed. And now we have two patterns which is very much recognized by all the scientists, environmentalists, those who are involved in the research, the pattern of formation of clouding and pressure. The one factor, I'm talking a global factor, not only localized to coastal area of America. If you remember, that was in September, first week, it was 4th of September. The same extreme weather and storm rain was noticed in Greece and Bulgaria. And after that, it moved to Turkey. And that type of storm, they mention the name Daniel storm. Daniel storm is low pressure and with high volume of very high cyclone used to move from Mediterranean Sea and also from Atlantic Ocean. And that Daniel, very dangerous storm, it has capacity of raining up to 75 centimeter, 750 millimeter of rain in 24 hours. And it happened then, after that, it hit the coastal area of Libya. And within 24 hours, there was rain of up to 480 milliliter, that is, we can say 44 centimeter to 25 centimeter rain in 24 hours. And they could not sustain. And two of their big dams were collapsed, and there was serious flooding. And in that flooding in Libya, it was on 11 September it happened. 30,000 people, they lost their life, and still 10,000 people are missing. Also, billions of dollars of loss of property. So this, the new pattern, I call it, that is gamma block, that is omega shape, is given by Greek letter, and that omega means it is a type of structure where there is low pressure area and it will form gamma like shape, and that's why it is called, that is, not gamma, that is omega type of Greek letter structure, and they call it that is omega pressure And that omega pressure, this profile I will draw the diagram, is responsible of moving from the Atlantic Ocean, and it is going to coastal area. It is because of there is increase in the ocean temperature from 24 to up to 26 and 27 degrees centigrade, and in coming 3 decades that temperature is going to increase up to 30 degrees centigrade. And if the temperature is going on increasing, there is high risk in all coastal area of Atlantic Ocean or Mediterranean Sea to have Daniel type of storm, which has capacity of 750 millimeter rain in 24 hours. And wherever that Daniel storm, which has the shape like omega, that is Greek letter, will be moving, and in that Greek letter, that is omega shape, the omega shape is like this. So here it is low pressure, and here it is hot, and here it is cold, and here's cold. So this type of, that's why it is called omega, because omega is like this. It is omega. So this type of omega shape and structure is formed, and this where all this area is falling under this omega structure, they are hot. That's why last year you might have heard of lot of heat wave in Britain, in Germany, and in some Central Europe. It was because of the formation of omega shape pattern of we can say pressure and atmosphere in the ocean, and that is making big cyclone, and it is hitting many coastal areas. And the same thing is happening in many places. A storm is coming, and they are calling it in the form of Daniel storm. And this is a very, very new term, very, very new type of climate change. And all these scientists, including America, European countries, Indian, Asian, African, all they are watching, they are sitting, they are meeting, and it is their observation that is two type of storm. They have mentioned the name. One is that is omega block. Is a block is formed, that is they call it omega block pattern. And second one, that is Daniel storm. And these type of storms, they are making big cyclone, and lot of pressure is created, and that is hitting the coastal area, and it is causing lot of risk and lot of damage. What happened in the coastal area of America, that is New York City, is the same impact of omega pattern, Daniel storm, and its coastal area is hit, and it is not that it is going to stop. In future, it will occur and reoccur, because that formation is there in Atlantic Ocean, that is omega shape block with very high and low pressure of atmosphere is created there. So in future, the New York or all coastal area, they have to look into their drainage system, into their water pipe, water treatment system, because in New York City, as per information, I used to visit regularly to New York City because of my son and daughter, and I have some idea of Manhattan area and Brooklyn area, then Long Island area, some low area is there, and this time it was mainly in Brooklyn and Manhattan area, a lot of water was there, and emergency was declared. So what drainage system was designed in New York, it is more than 100-year-old, and at that time what is designed to handle 1.75 centimeter water rain per 24 hours. But what happened day before yesterday. Still emergency is going on there. That it went up to very close to 3 centimeter rain in 1 hour, especially in the area of Brooklyn, Queens area, and some area of Times Square and Manhattan. And mainly it was noticed that in that area there is flooding and it is having lot of risk. That's why my suggestion for all New Yorkers, they should think over it for their life threatening risk, property risk, business risk in future, and they should approach to have two conditions. First, flood insurance. Flood insurance means definitely if you are insured and if flood is coming, at least promptly you are paid money so that if you are losing your house, your portion, your business, or whatever it is covered by the insurance, because this is going to happen in future because of the omega block pattern. It is staying in the ocean. And secondly, those who are working in that circumstances where there is Daniel storm and you are going to work, there should be hazard allowance. For example, if you are paid $200 per day for 1 hour, it is $40 or $50, it should be doubled. Because you are taking risk, you are at high risk. So these two observations, they are very important for New Yorkers in future, because in future we can expect such type of extreme weather, storm and rain because of Omega and Daniel pattern that I will be discussing later on. So here, number one, in New York, up to 12 centimeter of rainfall in some area of the New York City was recorded, and it went up to 17.8 centimeter. The governor, Kathy Hochul, declared a state of emergency on 29 September 2023. According to governor, she mentioned that it is dangerous and life-threatening storm, and that is why she declared the state of emergency due to extreme rainfall in Long Island, Brooklyn and Manhattan area, recorded up to 2.5 inches of rainfall in 1 hour. According to Chief Climate Officer of New York City, sewage and drainage system were designed some 100 years ago. It is 100-year-old sewage and drainage to handle 1.75 inches of rainwater in 1 hour, and it has crossed up to 2.5, almost double. So they don't have that capacity, they cannot hold. So they have to look into the infrastructure of drainage and pipe and water treatment plants. Inches of the rainwater in the city, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA, advise people to stay at home. The limit on the capacity of New York City's network of drains, pipe and water treatment plants is the main reason New York suffered through flooding. Actually, the main reason why New Yorkers they suffered this flooding because of 100-year-old their drainage sewage system, and that was designed not to face the Omega or Daniel type of storm where there is chance of raining in 24 hours up to 40 to 70 inches of water. What happened in Libya, what happened in Greece, what happened in Bulgaria, and what happened in Turkey. Same thing is happening in New York. So now their design was to handle 1.75 inches of water in 1 hour, and it happened in Manhattan area, Times Square area, Brooklyn area. It went up to very close to 3 inches water in 1 hour. So they could not sustain. So that is the main reason. And in future, always there is high risk of such type of Daniel or omega block type of storm with heavy rain. So number 3, now with this omega block, that is the letter omega, it is a Greek letter, and Daniel storm, New York City has a severe risk of flooding in future. These two pattern phenomenon, one is omega block and second Daniel storm. They are going to stay, they are stationary, and they will be causing time to time extreme weather, rain pattern, and high wind. So New York system, drainage system, infrastructure of all sewage, they should update and get ready to face such type of situation in future. And flooding, and in future, in next 30 years, when it is expected that the temperature of Atlantic Ocean will increase from 26 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. With this global warming, lot of effort is put to make carbon zero emission, because greenhouse gases CO2 is the main cause of global warming, and because of that the temperature is between 25-26 degrees centigrade at moment, and it is expected that with this global warming pattern, in 30 years time it will be 30 degrees centigrade. And once 30 degrees centigrade temperature is there, definitely it is going to increase more and more Daniel storm pattern as well as omega block in the Atlantic as well as Mediterranean Sea. New York is going to impact day-to-day life in the city, in the New York City and other coastal area. It will be not only once, now we can expect at any moment day-to-day life will be affected. So here it is high time for all New Yorkers. To my understanding, it is 18 million population. They should think of getting their safety and how to face the risk. I have already given two solutions: hazard allowance and flood insurance should be introduced in the New York City and other coastal area. It is high time to introduce flood insurance and risk hazard allowance in New York State. There should be investigation of flood risk, property damage and life damage in New York State because of this Daniel and omega block pattern. Number 4, Daniel storm. What is Daniel storm? Is a new term that was coined on 4th September 2023 when it started from Greece. So it is also known as Cyclone Daniel. Is the deadliest Mediterranean tropical cyclone is recorded history, forming low pressure system around 4th September 2023, and this storm affected Greece, Bulgaria and Turkey with extreme extensive flooding, and later on it moved to Libya's coastal area, and it was really very much, we can say, disastrous and lot of damage to human life, property, business, everything was totally washed out because of this Daniel storm. So number 5 in continuation. Because of Daniel storm, coastal area of Libya, where it caused catastrophic flooding, which was responsible of loss of 30,000 people, and still 10,000 are missing. And this Daniel storm was the result of Omega block in Mediterranean Sea. And this Omega block and its shape and structure of this climate, if you go to Google, you will get in detail and very beautiful picture. Here I have just given the picture, but those who are interested in who are having some courses in environmental chemistry or environmental biology or climate change, is a very, very today's important phenomenon that is called Daniel phenomenon of climate and Omega block phenomenon that is causing havoc throughout the coastal area of the world, and that is causing the heat wave in most of the Central Europe like Germany, UK. Last year what it happened few years ago, and it is stationary, this type of block. And in coming 30 years time, when the temperature of ocean will become 30 degrees centigrade, then it will be moving slowly, this Omega block, but with very high intensity, and sometimes it will cause, tremendous damage which we cannot imagine today. This is what we can understand on the basis of some scientific findings and statistical data. This Daniel storm was the result of Omega block, a high pressure zone sandwich, this low pressure cold cloud formation. This is hot area and high temperature, and within this area the most of the Europe and Western countries are falling, and that's why they are getting heat wave in nowadays, or even last year, some 2-3 years ago. It is happening that they never experienced such type of heat wave reaching up to 45 up to 50 degrees centigrade temperature. The emergency was declared because of heat wave, just like emergency is declared in New York State by the governor because of Daniel storm and Omega block. Pressure zone sandwiched between two zones of low pressure with isobar shaping like Greek letter omega, and that's why it is called Omega block. And today's climate structure, this is shown here, what climate structure we are having today and how we are getting lot of storm, lot of heavy rain, cloud bursts, we can say, within no time. And if you remember, I am talking from Nigeria's point of view. Last month I delivered one lecture that was on dust storm, how Sahara desert is active and where we are getting lot of dust storm, especially in northern part of area, that is Borno state, Kano state, up to Damatru and other places. And that is also another climate pattern, climate structure. And here in Maiduguri also, yesterday, means that is 30th of September, the whole night there was rain. We never experienced such type of storm and rain in Maiduguri. And let us see what happens, whether there is some impact of this Omega block or not. Sometimes maybe in, now it is October. There may be rain in October, maybe in November. So we are watching and we are waiting to see the pattern of Daniel storm as well as Omega block. And that is what today's climate structure, when the temperature of ocean is from 26 to 27 degrees centigrade temperature, and after 30 years time it will become 30 degrees centigrade temperature. After few decades, Omega block moves slow. It will move slow after few decades, but with high intensity and lot of damage. So in the last but not least, what happened in Libya, where thousands of life was lost and billions of dollar damage to property and business? What happened in Turkey? What happened in Bulgaria? What happened in Greece? And what is going to happen in future? So it is high time for human loss, for business loss, for property loss. Definitely it should be covered under insurance. And I want to see that in all countries, especially in coastal area where there is chance of storm and heavy rain, cloud burst type of situation, we should go for flood or storm insurance, or we can even call it that is Omega block insurance. So that if there is heavy loss to your business, to your property, even to your life, you are covered. There will not be much impact. Your finance will be intact under insurance cover. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.